morning. All right. First step, this is 7 cups of shredded coconut. I would prefer unsweetened. The final product actually still tastes a little bit sweet to me. It's got some lumps in it, so you need to break up the lumps. You can do that as we're working with the butter, but this is, here's one. Okay, so here we go. Now, hint of salt because one of the cups of, or some of the butter that I did was unsalted. You definitely need that. I prefer to use salted butter for this, but I just grabbed 2 sticks out of the freezer and one of them happened to be unsalted, so I'll add a little bit of salt, just a hint. Okay, then 1 cup of melted butter. Okay, now all right, we want this spread out. So I'm going to use my hands because I want it all the way through. I want the butter, this is your binder. I want the butter all the way through as a binder for the coconut. So I can kind of feel if it's dry, needs to be moved, if it needs to be mixed more. That actually feels good. All the butter is mixed in. There is still some free coconut in there. So okay. Now I'm going to take the coconut and make it into bars. I just do it with my hands. When I started looking for a copycat, Mounds bars were becoming far outside of, Mounds bars are one of my few indulgences, and they were becoming far outside of my budget. You see the difference in sizes. You can do them pretty much any size you want. I'm just pulling them together. But when I started looking for a copycat that wouldn't cost $3 a bar, I was finding lots and lots of copycats that they had corn syrup in them, and they had powdered sugar in them, and they had, some of them had flour in them. I'm sorry, when you have a coconut cookie with chocolate on the top is not a Mounds bar. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. I started thinking, okay, so it's coconut. When I taste them, I taste the coconut and there's a binder. So what could I use? Because I try to eat healthy as much as possible. And no, this isn't exactly healthy, but all it is coconut and butter. So it's a lot healthier than a lot of other stuff that I could use. But what could I use as a binder? And I thought, honey. I could use honey as a binder. So I tried it and it worked okay, but it didn't taste right. And so then I thought, okay, what else could I use as a binder? And I came up, after several other trials, I came up with butter. And butter works. It has, to me, it has as good as or better a flavor than the commercial Mounds bars. And it's relatively healthy. It doesn't have corn syrup in it, doesn't have any of that weird stuff that causes issues with me with sleeping. Sheesh. I'll talk about that some other time. But so this is just coconut and butter. And doing it melted, it has an more even distribution. And it doesn't, doing the butter melted, it has a more even distribution and doesn't fall apart as easily. So I'm going to put these, once I get these done, I'm going to put these in the freezer and let them solidify. And then I will come back later and we will do the chocolate. Good morning. It is actually morning now, which is why the lighting. I left these in the freezer all night because I had other things that I needed to do, and that should work out just fine. This is the chocolate. I'm not really concerned about how much chocolate. This was a couple of pounds. I don't know exactly. Because I can always put, if I have more chocolate, I can always put more chocolate in and melt more chocolate. So I'm not concerned about Mounds with that. Probably there will be some left. So these are well frozen. These are my logs. So I'm going to take a fork. This is our chocolate. And I'm taking the frozen bar. Let it drain, and stick it on the paper. Okay. I just put it right in the chocolate. If there's coconut in there, to me it's not a big deal because I can come by later and take what's left and turn it into coconut bars. With this version, with this batch, I did take, whoops, uh-oh, I'll lose it. I did take a bit of virgin coconut oil and add that in simply to hopefully make the chocolate smoother, so that it doesn't make such a big lumpy mess. And I've never done it that way, so I just put a little bit in and we'll see what happens. Okay. Woo! Okay. I like doing this when they're frozen rather than just, whoops, I didn't let that drain long enough. I like doing this when they're frozen rather than just refrigerated. They don't tend to flop in the middle. I was going through, I was on YouTube yesterday and I've been watching chocolate making videos, and a video came by about making Mounds bars. Mounds bars, so special. This is more the size of a traditional Mounds bar. These others are like giant size Mounds bars. But I was watching a video, and a video came through my feed on making Mounds bars. Like, okay, well, let's take a look. And her binder in her recipe, she had lots and lots of extra sugar, and her binder was sweetened condensed milk. And I went, no. We're not, no. I like my butter. Thank you very much. Oh, lots and lots of sugar in that recipe. Like, oh, that's going to be disgusting. Just does not taste right. There's so much sugar. You taste the normal Mounds bars and they don't taste like sugar. So, yeah. I need to let them drain more. Just got room for a few more on this tray. 3 maybe, you think? Actually, if I made them the smaller size, I could probably make more of them. But I don't really think about the size when I'm doing it. Okay. But we want to drain them as much as possible. So that there's more chocolate for the rest. If there's enough chocolate here, I'll just make another batch of the coconut. But I need to finish up what I've got first. And yes, my hands are shaking. They do that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go get another tray and put parchment paper on it. You don't necessarily need parchment paper, but it makes them easier to get off when they're done. Okay, so anyway, that is our process. Let me put these over here, reuse them in a few minutes. And I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. Okay, and those will be ready in a few minutes. Okay, let's finish these up. Whoa, that's falling back in. That's not fair. Okay. That drain. Okay. Just got a few more here. It looks like I'll have lots of coconut left over. Maybe I'll try to, I will need to make some more coconut, lots of chocolate left over rather. I will need to make some more coconut bars. Okay. Coconut bars. So I think I'm the only one who really appreciates, whoa, almost lost it, Mounds bars. So lots of people don't like coconut, which is interesting to me, but that is okay. You don't have to like it. More for me. Three left. I've got more coconut in the refrigerator, so once I need to melt some more butter though. I wonder if butter would work as the, oh, that one rolled. I wonder if butter would work as the the thinner for the chocolate. Although I think that the coconut will actually make it a... I could do a double... Oh! Yeah, I keep trying to drain them more because I want as much of the chocolate in the pan as possible. And then I drop them. Yeah. Well. Oh well. Right? Because that one, the one that I just did, that one had a piece on the end that wasn't coated. So I wanted it to get coated and I knocked it. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Set those aside. Okay, I'm going to leave the chocolate. I'll turn that off. I can melt it again if necessary. And I will go make some more bars. That is the process for making Mounds bars. A lot of extra chocolate on that one. That's okay. More yummy. I think that coconut is the coconut butter, coconut oil in the chocolate is actually going to make it taste more like Mounds bars. That's interesting. I hadn't considered that. But it made the chocolate a little bit thinner, and so that it didn't coat the bars quite as thickly. There's not as thick of a layer of chocolate there. So I'm going to get one of these. Okay, this has been in the refrigerator for a little while. Again, the recipe is 3.5 cups of coconut, or 7 cups of coconut, and 1 stick of butter, or 2 sticks of butter, depending on whether you do the 3.5 or the 7. So I did 7 cups of coconut, 2 sticks of butter, and looks pretty good. Here we go. It's frozen. It's still frozen. Okay. Well, looks like breaking that open is not going to be an option while I'm licking off my fingers. No way I'm going to lose this chocolate. All right. I'll put these in the refrigerator so that they can solidify, and I will talk with you later.